South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Circuit continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse with exciting daytime racing set for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through July 6th. This weekend's feature is the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday. Past winners include greats like Shared Belief, Game Winner, and Accelerate. Plus, our live on-track handicapping contest is also set for this Saturday. We'll have berths to the NHC in Las Vegas. And remember, our holiday racing program is set for Friday, 4th of July. Daytime racing is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. This radio program, we come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in Las Vegas, and the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show today. And of course, all of those listening to us through our anchor radio station here in town, in case you're running around early listening to us on the radio in your car. Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM is our anchor stations here. And, of course, our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. We're on all of them. And, of course, your iPhone, Android, and your Google phone taken care of with the apps. Just go to your app store. You can either put the KSHP app on there to listen to us or the YouTube app on there to watch and listen to us as well. And anywhere you get your podcasting, simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the show. As we begin this weekend, another weekend of racing and the great sport of kings, covering it Las Vegas style. Well, I think today is the day we're really, really going to get the Penn Mile, the Penn Oaks, the Leafard, and the Alphabet Soup Stakes in. This is the third time they've been scheduled at Penn National. The weather looks great as far as there at Penn National. All systems are go, they say. And so on today's show, myself and Jonathan Ardoon will go over those four races that they've been trying to run for at least the third time is the charm, though. This is going to be it. Today's going to be it. And we've got that. And, of course, tomorrow, the big day of racing out at Churchill Downs with all of those great stakes races. And, of course, on Sunday, it's going to be a big horse player holiday should the Pick 6 jackpot not go down between today and tomorrow at Churchill Downs. It has been on the cusp of getting knocked down in the last 2 days there at Churchill Downs, but it has escaped. And so we got a big, big carryover in the Churchill Downs Pick 6 jackpot today. Huge carryover today. And we will wait and see about that. We're going to get into the results of that crazy day of racing yesterday at Churchill Downs in just a moment. I want to say hello to all of our chatters on the chat box. Those guys really get going and get going great, certainly on the chat box. You go to YouTube and you get on our page. And as you're watching our show, on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see a chat box where you can chat with all the people that are chatting there. Now, if you are not a subscriber, you must be a subscriber to chat in the chat box. But don't cost you anything. It's free of charge. You just, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It is free of charge. Once you subscribe, then you're in on the chat box. And we have some really fun people on the chat box each and every day. There's one chatter on there. His moniker on the chat box is Ira M. Now, Ira gets on there every morning. He's the first guy on the chat box, usually in the morning. And he is our chat box weatherman, okay? Every morning he gets on the chat box and he gives us the weather as he received it, as he gets it, okay? So Ira says, as of now, all the tracks having turf races are still on the turf. However, he says showers are expected near Gulfstream Park between 1 and 2 o'clock this afternoon. Eastern time, by the way, for that 1 and 2. Okay? So, Ira, thanks a lot for being our chat box race day weatherman over there. And they continue to chat away. So, subscribe. Get started and subscribe. You'll have some fun. All right. Here's what's going on. As I say, this weekend, Sunday is closing day at Churchill Downs. Mandatory payoff on everything. And the jackpot really might get there. Gulfstream Park's going to have another mandatory payoff on Sunday as well. So that's that. But after Sunday, from Churchill Downs, they'll move to Ellis Park for their summertime meet at Ellis Park. Now, Ellis Park's racing and the class of the racing has gone up a lot in recent years since Churchill Downs bought them. So they got good purses there, and they got some of the jockeys that race at Churchill Downs will be moving over to Ellis Park. Same thing happens in New York. Belmont at Aqueduct, at the physical racetrack Aqueduct, will end on Sunday. And then Belmont at Saratoga will begin next week for the 4th of July weekend, okay? So it'll still be Belmont but it moves from Aqueduct to Saratoga, and then, of course, a brief, small respite, and then the real Saratoga meet starts without the Belmont at. And then, of course, right after Los Alamitos winds up right after the 4th of July weekend, they'll go down to Del Mar. So there's a lot of transition happening, and we'll keep on it for you here at the Race Day Show. Now, Tyler Gaffalione. Remember, he broke his ankle in a spill back on March 27th. He is planning on coming back on opening day at Ellis Park, which is going to be on the 3rd of July, the day before 4th of July. Ellis Park opens. Tyler Gaffalione returns to the races. He has some mounts on that opening day there. Glad to see Gaffalione back. Some interesting, kind of concerning things happening at Saratoga, though. Remember, they're going to go up to Saratoga after the weekend. It seems that Barn 66 has been quarantined for 14 days, 2 weeks. It's been quarantined because a 2-year-old under the care of George Weaver in that barn got strangles. That's a disease that they don't want spreading. So that barn 66 has been now quarantined at Saratoga. Now, with the other horses moving up to Saratoga, you don't want this thing spreading. So it's under quarantine, and we'll keep an eye on that for you as well. And, of course, this weekend, in addition to the big 6 stakes races at Churchill Downs, highlighted by the Stephen Foster and, of course, the Fleur-de-Lis, you also have 5 stakes races at Woodbine. Woodbine has a big card, 2 Grade 2s and 3 Grade 3s. Laurel will have 4 stakes races that will be highlighted by the Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash. And Los Alamitos will kick in with the Los Al Derby. So we're getting all started with tonight's big 4 races out at Penn National. But it's going to be a hell of a weekend. Hopefully the weather will participate in all the major places for racing this weekend. Now, what happened yesterday at Churchill Downs? Well, they had that twilight post time, which is 5 p.m. at Churchill. They're in the Eastern time zone, 2 o'clock here on the West Coast. It started out beautifully. First race winner was the favorite, paid $4.32. And then the rains came. Buckets of rains came. And between the end of the first race and the start of the second race, over 1 hour had elapsed. The second race, the horses didn't enter the starting gate for the second race until 3:19 p.m. Eastern time. That's over an hour since the first race, okay? Big storm came through, laid all the rain down there, and then it dissipated. Well, now we've got, after the 1 hour delay, the track was in a mess. It was a sloppy racetrack. Therefore, the turf races that were scheduled for the turf for the remainder of the card came off the turf. So now you had the 4th race off the turf on the main, and you had the 8th and final race off the turf on the main. Okay? But here's the deal. Because they took the race off the turf after the first race started, okay? The people who had the pick 5 started in the first race, when you got to that 4th race on the turf, that became an all race now because they moved it from the main turf to the main track. It became an all race only for the pick 5 pool because the first race had already started. The second race that hadn't started yet when they took it off the turf became a full tilt pick 4. And that produced an odd payoff in both the pick 4 and the pick 5. So now you've been warned, all right? The second race winner, Jose Ortiz, that's going for the jockey championship there, won that race, paid $11.28. And then in the third race, Trusty Troutman, a first-time starter, maiden, goes gate to wire on the rail, from the rail for Lindsay Schultz and Abel Cedillo, paying $67.08. Bada bing. Fourth race, this is the one off the turf now. For those of you in the pick 4 needed this specific winner, Edgar Morales for Helen Pitts. Churchill wins that and pays $5.62. It was the favorite. In the fifth race, number 5, Man in the Can, went to the rail and went wire to wire. Now, the 3 races after the storm so far, horses got on the lead, had the lead in the stretch, was challenged and passed by a horse on the outside of them in mid-stretch, and came back on the rail and won. So after 3 races, you got to determine that there was a track bias, and it was a speed and the rail on the slop. Man in the Can paid $12 even. That completed the pick 5 with the all in the fourth race that paid $1,893.24. The pick 4 that did not have that all provision in that fourth race, that thing paid $3,039.51. That was the discrepancy. All right, then we move on. Sixth race, $12.98 winner there, Luan Machado. Seventh race, Rafael Bejarano gets a big winner on the day with Banjo Chris, paying $36.38. So we go into the final race yesterday at Churchill Downs on a sloppy track off the turf on the main with one horse that could have taken down the entire pot of over $1.5 million. That horse was out of fee. Ran off the board. The winner there was the favorite Mo Work for Luis Saez and Rusty Arnold, $5.02. Pick 6, however, paid $20,000. $20,060.94 for a 20-cent away pick 6 yesterday at Churchill, when the track, not only the track condition, but the track bias changed immensely from the first to the last race. That pick 5, by the way, the final pick 5, $3,869 and change. The pick 4 paid $798.38, and that's how it went yesterday at Churchill Downs on a crazy day of racing. Belmont at Aqueduct, Manny Franco had a couple of wins. Won the first race for Greg Sacco, paying $3.10. Came back in the 7th race for Chat Brown and paid $4.50. Ricardo Santana had a couple of winners. Won the 3rd for John Kimmel at $10.80. The last race winner, $30.60 for Jeremiah Engelhart. And, of course, it wouldn't be a day at Belmont at Aqueduct without Jose Lascano and Linda Rice getting together for a win, right? They won the 4th race and paid $4.70. Pick 6 at Belmont at Aqueduct yesterday, $11,923.50. And finally, at Horseshoe, Indianapolis, where Richie Yang gave us a horse in the 8th race, that horse finished 2nd, paid $4.40 to place to a big long shot winner that paid $37.60. Now, that's what happened yesterday, but we got a lot that's going on today. Jonathan Ardoon is with us. We're going to go over those 4 races at Penn National. Rich Eng will be back with us. And John Lindo will get Jerry J's picks. And with Los Alamitos returning to the racing menu today, we'll have Bob Mazurski coming on board for us, reporting to us for Los Alamitos today. And, of course, your racing menu comes up right after the break. And we'll do that break right now on this Friday show. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Get chatting away. You could just subscribe and get chatting away on the chat box while the horses continue to work out in the mornings around the country at the racetracks. Hey, we'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Circuit continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse with exciting daytime racing set for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through July 6th. This weekend's feature is the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday. Past winners include greats like Shared Belief, Game Winner, and Accelerate. Plus, our live on-track handicapping contest is also set for this Saturday. We'll have berths to the NHC in Las Vegas. And remember, our holiday racing program is set for Friday, 4th of July. Daytime racing is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas. This is the time of the year when we get a lot of transitions going on from racetracks closing and getting to the summertime racetrack. So not only do we have, the change there in Kentucky and Southern California and in New York, of course, Laurel is going to be closing and changing venues on Sunday as well. So this is that time of year. We're getting finally into the summertime racing venues around the country. We'll keep you posted. Hey, it's 82 degrees right now out here in Las Vegas. Beautiful day. Little breeze, but very little. We're going to get up to 106 degrees today, so we're getting into that real extreme heat warning. So remember to stay hydrated. If you're here in Vegas, stay hydrated. Bring water around with you wherever you go. If you feel dehydrated, it's going to be too late. So make sure you stay hydrated. And the kids and the pets, a limited time outside, keep an eye on them. And anybody who has hard time with the hot weather, like the elderly, make sure to check on them as well. 106 we're going to top out today. As far as the rest of the country, Miami 86, New York City a comfortable 75, Chicago 89 with some rain going on in there. And then, of course, Southern California, 85 degrees, going to be nice there in Southern California. And again, Phoenix, Arizona topped us off. They're going to be 1 degree hotter than we are, which is the hottest in the nation at 107 degrees. Now, as far as the precipitation is concerned, looks great for all of the racing centers around the country. You got a whole bunch of rain and action going on above the Great Lakes in Canada. So that's the only precipitation around anywhere. And as far as the top payoffs in racing yesterday, hey, that pick six at Churchill Downs, that $20,060.94 was the highest payoff in the nation yesterday. And you know they got a big carryover in the pick six today. So let's get started with your racing menu. Reminding you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. We're here in the Pacific time zone. These will be the first post times that roll out in our race book today here at South Point. And if you're in the Pacific time zone, no problem as well. However, if you're in any other time zone around the world, you got to adjust to wherever you're at to the Pacific time zone to make sure you get the post times right for wherever you're at so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? Here we go. We begin with Laurel Park, going into their final weekend at Laurel Park. They got 11 races today at Laurel. Wow. 11 races at Laurel Park today. First post time is at 9:10 at Laurel today. Delaware Park has 8 races. Delaware Park has a first post time of 9:35. And then we get to Belterra, I should say. I'm sorry. Belterra Park is next. Belterra Park has a first post time of 9:35 at Belterra. It's the same post time as at Delaware Park. They have 8 races. Now we get to Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs Pick 6 jackpot carryover stands at $1,265,688. I can't repeat that. $1,265,688 in the pick six pot today, the jackpot at Churchill. Single winner will get that plus everything else that's punched into the system today. First post time is 9:45 today at Churchill Downs for 11 races. We're going to assume that the track will be fast by post time today. Gulfstream Park has 9 races. Their Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot carryover is $76,758. 9 races today. First post time $9.50. Remember, they have a mandatory payoff on Sunday as well. Woodbine, north of the border. Woodbine has a super high 5 jackpot carryover of $42,291. Their pick 6 jackpot carryover, $20,443. 8 races today. First post time is at 10:05 at Woodbine. Belmont at Aqueduct. Now, Belmont at Aqueduct today has a first post time of 10:10. The track is fast. The turf courses are firm. The outer turf course hosting races 6 and 9. The inner turf course will have races 1, 4, and 7. And a first post time where the track is going to be fast. It's going to be a little cloudy there, 68 degrees by post time. But it's going to be fast today at Belmont at Aqueduct. 9 races. First post time is at 10:10. Monmouth Park from the shores of New Jersey. Well, let's just check out Paco Lopez today. He has 7 mounts of the 8 races today at Monmouth. Of those 7 mounts, only 2 are morning line favorites. So Monmouth Park has 8 races and a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $29,122. First post time is 11 a.m. at Monmouth Park today. Los Alamitos Thoroughbreds kicks in for the weekend with this Friday card. 9 races today at Los Alamitos and a first post time of 1 o'clock this afternoon, 1 o'clock at Los Al. Penn National. Oh, finally, we're going to get it on with Penn National. 4 big stakes races, the Leaf Bar, the Alphabet Soup, the Penn Oaks, and the Penn Mile are 4 stakes races amongst the 11 races today at Penn National. They got a super high 5 jackpot carryover, $11,714. Their first post time is at 2 p.m. Pacific, Penn National. Evangeline Downs has 9 races. Their first post time is at 3:30 with full fields. Prairie Meadows has 10 races, 3/4 horse, 7 thoroughbreds. First post time is 4 p.m. at Prairie Meadows. And then you have Charlestown. Charlestown has a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $1,861. 8 races at Charlestown. First post time is at 4 p.m. Emerald Downs wraps it up from the Great Northwest. 7 races and a first post time at Emerald Downs is at 7 p.m. for their racing card. That's your menu for today. All right, let's go to Jonathan Nardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. All I can say is that we're finally going to get it on today at Penn National. Do me a favor, Jonathan, if you could tilt your camera down a little because we're seeing a lot of your ceiling and not enough of you. There you go, my man. Perfect.
Okay, good.
We've got those 4 races at Penn National. And, of course, you got when you put up the big money, there's 2 $75,000 stakes races. The Penn Oaks is $150,000, and the Penn Mile, which is a Grade 3, is at $400,000. So you got Kendrick Carmouche has mounts there, Flavian Pratt. You got Ired Ortiz, Manny Franco, Javier Castellano. You know, you get the message. So all the big boys will be going there tonight at Penn National with a post time of 2 o'clock, and those races happen a little bit later on. But if we could take a look at those races, Jonathan, in the order of which they will run, and the first of the 4 stakes races in a row, by the way, will be the 3rd race on the card. It is the Leafard Stakes for $75,000, mile and 16th on the turf. Carmouche and Pratt both have mounts in those races, but they're nowhere near the favorites. As a matter of fact, the favorite on the board, believe it or not, the favorite on the board is Flavian Pratt at 4-1. Princess Javancia, Princess Javancia, Pratt at 4-1. Wow.
Yeah, and she's breaking from the outside post there, Ralph. The 11 post, not an easy post to win from. I actually like 2 horses in that race, but I really like the number 3 horse, Nature's Candy. This is a 5-year-old mare from the Hugo Padilla barn, and A. Hernandez rides. This horse, I think is on the improve. This horse is better now than she was earlier in her career when she ran on the turf. And at 6-1, I think that's the right play. Another horse in there that I'm interested in is the 8 horse, Lady Out of the Blue. Mike Matz always ships well. This horse, by the way, at Penn National, 7 starts, 3 wins, 3 seconds, and a third, all on the turf. Mm-hmm. So we know one thing, she likes that course. So those are the 2 horses that I'd be concentrating on there, the 3 and the 8.
And the 3-horse Nature's Candy will be ridden by Andy Garcia Hernandez. Andy Hernandez will be riding that horse in that race. All right, so that's the first of the 4 stakes races, and then after that will be the Alphabet Soup Handicap. This race, 75,000, mile and 16th on the turf for 3-year-olds and up. A field of 12. Now, it's too early for the scratches to come in, but a field of 12 there for that race. And you have Kendrick Carmouche and Irad Ortiz Jr. that has mounts in those races. And the morning line favorite, Irad, is on. The 5-2 favorite is F35, which is the 9 horse in that race. How do you see that?
Well, F35 is certainly the horse to beat. However, that horse is 5-2. The number 4 horse in here, Fierce and Strong, another one that obviously likes this turf course. 7 starts, 5 wins, 2 seconds. Fierce and Strong, a 5-year-old gelding from the Michael Salvaggio barn, and that trainer does exceptionally well there. Tyler Connor rides. Those are the 2 horses that I like in the 4th race.
All right, so you're going to try to beat F35, which will probably be the favorite by simply his past performances and the presence of Irad. But the 4, with Tyler Connor aboard, might pose a good value. Although 4-1 on the morning line, a horse might very well stay at that 4-1 with the bulky field there. That's the Alphabet Soup. And then we start getting into the really 2 of the big races. The Penn Oaks, of course, for 3-year-old fillies at a mile on the turf for $150,000, has a field of 9. And in this race, the morning line favorite is only at 3-1, and that is Laura Lynn, an Irish-bred horse that Kendrick Carmouche will be riding for Graham Motion.
Yeah, difficult race, Ralph. You can make a case. They have 9 entered, and you can make a case for at least 6 of them. But I'm going to go with a bit of a price here. Number 4, Raining Flowers, a 3-year-old filly from the John Ortiz barn. Johnny V rides this horse, and he's ridden her in the past, and he's won on her. And what I like best about her is that she's 8-1 on the morning line, and she's as good or better than the rest of them. So why not take a shot with the price?
All right, so we're going to take a shot with the Raining Flowers, the 4 horse in the race. I always take a double take and a double look at anything that Flavien Prat rides, and he's riding the 1 horse Accent, a British bred, for Chad Brown. That's a lethal pair there, Flavien Prat and Chad Brown, and they're also at 8-1 on the morning line.
Yeah, but that horse broke her maiden at Tampa. Chad Brown raced a lot of horses at Tampa over the turf course this winter. Actually, he preferred running there than to Gulfstream. He liked that turf course better, from what I understood. But it's a big step up from breaking a maiden to running in a, graded stake race. So.
All right. The Penn Oaks, my understanding, is not a graded stake. Well,
no, it's just a stake race.
But it's a tough race. It's a tough race. I understand that. All right, the main event is the $400,000 Grade 3 Penn Mile at a mile on the turf for 3-year-olds. They finally get this race going, and there are 8 in the field. And it's, you got all those jocks that came out to ride also have mounts in this race, obviously. Jose Ortiz rides the 1 States Rights at 8-1. Irad is aboard Mibago at 7-2. Manny Franco's got the mount out on bail at 6-1. Flavien Prat is on Zulu Kingdom, the 7-5 morning line favorite there. And Dream On gets the services of Javier Castellano at 9-2. Pretty interesting and competitive field, I think.
Not really. Zulu Kingdom, I think, has this field over a barrel, to be honest with you. 5-for-6 lifetime. This horse's only loss came in the Breeders' Cup last year at Del Mar. So, and she got beat 4 lengths that day. She just really towers over this field. As long as all the pieces are in the right places, this horse should have no problem beating this group.
Now, this is the horse I'm sure that Chad Brown, I think the horse and the Accent kind of just jumped on the van along with this horse to get out to Penn National. But this is the one that Chad Brown has shipped there to get the money. Flavian Pratt aboard the Irish-bred Zulu Kingdom at 7-5. But I got to try to make a little chicken soup out of chicken feathers. So in this race, I might very well go to the one horse States' Rights as my exacta, the 7-1 exacta here.
I'm going to play 7-2. The 2 is 10-1 Barbadian runner for Henry Walters and Forrest Bryce. I think that horse has a shot at 10-1 to run second, but I don't think Zulu Kingdom's getting beat.
Okay, we got the Zulu Kingdom is going to finally get the money on a third time.
They waited long enough.
I wonder if they kept that purse money in the bank so they can get a little interest over the last almost a month that it's been delayed. But in any case, those are the 4 races tonight at Penn National. Finally, they're going to get it on their way, and it's good news for Penn National and the folks who have those horses in those races. All right, now we get to some picks. We got Belmont at Aqueduct, and I would imagine you probably have a selection at Los Alamitos today, too.
I do. Let's look at Belmont first. By the way, it did rain a little bit overnight, but not enough to affect the track, and it's a little bit overcast today, so keep your eyes open because rain could come at any time. But I like the 5th race today, Ralph, and I like the number 4 horse in here, Killy Start. This is a 7-year-old mare who was claimed out of her last race by trainer Stephen Schauer. This guy's doing a terrific job. He's been very good off of the claim. Rider switch today to Dylan Davis, 5-1 on the morning line. I like number 4, Killy Start, to win today's 5th race out of Belmont at the Big A.
All right, let's start the winners of picks for Jonathan here in the 5th race. The anchor in both the early pick 5 and early pick 4 at Belmont at Aqueduct. The 4, Killy Start. The 4 in the 5th at Belmont at Aqueduct. We'll wrap it up with Los Alamitos.
9th and final today, Ralph. There's an interesting price play here. Number 2, Grayson Son, a 6-year-old gelding from the Sergio Morphin barn. You know, we talk about horses for courses, and we talk about horses that like Los Al and have run well here in the past. Well, this horse is 2 for 4 at Los Al. This horse is listed at a ridiculous 10-1 on the morning line. He's also 4 for 8 at the distance. Aguiar rides 10-1 on the morning line. Number 2, Grayson Son, gets you plenty of money for Saturday's big cards all over the country.
All right, 9th and final race at Los Alamitos. Number 2, Grayson Son. The 2 in the 9th race at Los Alamitos at nice 10-1 on the morning line is Jonathan's pick for the race day listeners. Don't forget, Jonathan has a full sheet of handicapping for Belmont at Aqueduct, for Los Alamitos, and yes, even for Churchill Downs with that big carryover. It's
amazing, Ralph. Churchill is saying the track is fast and the turf is firm after all that rain they had. I don't know what they do with the water, but it's amazing how they get rid of it.
It is a miracle, that's for sure. Hey, thanks a lot, Jonathan. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
You got it, my man. Now we're going to go down to Los Alamitos, where Bob Mazursky is standing by. And Bob, good morning.
Morning, Ralph. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, my man. Now, you've been talking about the Great Lady M with a showdown between 2 really nice fillies. Well, one of them, Copion, worked out the other day at Santa Anita and worked out 6 furlongs in 1:12 and 1/5 seconds. She means business, I guess, in the Great Lady M.
No doubt about it. You know, she's been the most accomplished female sprinter this year so far. She comes off that big win at Churchill Downs on Kentucky Derby weekend. So, yeah, she's going to be tough to beat, but you also have Sweet Azteca was nominated, and, you know, she only won this race last year by daylight and set a track record in the process. So, looking forward to that race a lot, and it should be a solid field. We have, I think, a dozen or 13 nominees to the race, so It should be a solid field a week from Saturday.
And that'll be a week from Saturday, but coming up on Saturday, of course, is the Los Alamitos Derby.
Yeah, surprisingly, Bob Baffert looks like he'll probably win it again. He's only won it 8 years in a row. I think it's going to be very difficult for him not to win it a 9th time in a row. He has 3 of the 5 horses in it, including the favorite, Nevada Beach. He also entered Varney, who was a big winner on the Preakness undercard at Pimlico, going wire-to-wire against maidens, and then Tis Secure, who's a new gelding. Chase Goal-oriented, another Baffert horse on the Kentucky Derby undercard. He seems to be improving, so it wouldn't be surprising if not only if he wins, but if he ran 1, 2, 3.
Out of the 5 in the field, he has 3 of them. I would imagine that there should be some ambitious book out there somewhere that posts a odds of a Baffert trifecta. What do you think?
No doubt. I mean, it's very possible. You know, the other two horses in the race, it's a Factors of Calbred, who looks overmatched. And then you have Rank, who's a maiden. He runs, second or third a lot, but he's still a maiden after 13 starts. He chased Nevada Beach back at Santa Anita when Nevada Beach broke his maiden. So, those two, it would be a surprise if one of them was able to win. But Nevada Beach, I think, is a deserving favorite. He gets Juan Hernandez opts to ride him. He's been aboard both times. And, of course, Hernandez is the all-time leading stakes rider here. He won the first stakes of the meet last week on Kings River Night. So I think that's why Ed Burghardt made that horse the favorite.
Well, and rightfully so. But we have a great racing card today at Los Alamitos. They kept the size of the fields in good order. Big fields in most of the races today. In fact, all of them. The least amount of horses are 7 horses, and that's in the first, second, third, and sixth race. Otherwise, they're loaded up today at Los Alamitos. So it's going to be a competitive card. Bob, we need a selection, my man.
I'm going to go to the 6th race. I like number 6, Alphabetical Order. This horse won big at night after the claim by Jesus Arango, who's a trainer who does very well off the claim. He's also one of the nighttime trainers who's had a lot of success here in the afternoon. I think this horse is the speed of the speed. I think he can go gate to wire. So let's hope he runs in alphabetical order and not numerical order, since he's number 6. So in the 6th race, number 6, alphabetical order.
All right. In good order and good time, 6th race, the 6th, alphabetical order, is Bob Mazursky's play for the race day. Listeners, get the rest of Bob in many different places, right, Bob?
Yeah, today's RacingDigest.com selections every day for Southern California, and then a graded handicap for Southern California and the Southern California News Group papers, including the Star News, Pasadena Star News, LA Daily News, Orange County Register, among many others.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bob. We will talk to you tomorrow on Los Al Derby Day.
Sounds good, Ralph. Talk to you tomorrow. Good luck today.
All right. You got it, my man. Same to you. And we will take a short break. When we come back, we still have Rich Eng to go. John Lendo will be with us, and I have Jerry J's plays for you as well. Don't go away.
Here we are in Houston, opening up our first veteran village. This beautiful building that is going to house 161 homeless veterans. Any veteran that risks their lives and they're struggling with PTSD, mental illness, addiction. We're also building what I call comfort homes, 500 square foot homes. These are for older homeless veterans, so they have their own space, and give them back some of their dignity, some of their independence, and most certainly give them back their life. Go to T2T.org to learn how you can change a veteran's life forever.
If you're celebrating a special occasion or just love fine dining, you're in the right place. Come experience the crown jewel of South Point restaurants, Michael's Gourmet Room.
Welcome.
With over 600 different types of wines and magnificent dishes prepared tableside, you'll revel in the rich classic Vegas decor and the best black tie service in the world. This intimate gourmet room has earned accolades galore. Come to Michael's Gourmet Room for an unforgettable dining experience. Another famous restaurant is the Silverado Steakhouse, where you'll find the charm and service that discerning patrons require. From top quality steaks and chops to fresh seafood and desserts, you'll love the award-winning wine list and menu at Silverado Steakhouse. Steak lovers have even more options with primarily prime rib. Catering to hearty appetites, the menu features a variety of flavorful prime rib cuts, dry-aged to ensure tenderness, and then seasoned and slowly roasted. Although prime rib is our specialty, it's not the only thing on the menu. There's something for everyone.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Interesting day yesterday at Churchill Downs, and it's going to get more interesting day by day until we get to a payoff or a mandatory on Sunday, and, of course, a big racing day tomorrow there. Los Alamitos, however, it's really an interesting, good competitive card today, and, of course, tomorrow we have the Los Al Derby.
Yeah, as I said before the start of the meet, I do like betting Los Alamitos. I think there's a tendency sometimes to overbet certain horses, so you'll get these huge favorites that, quite frankly, don't deserve to be the 3 to 5, 4 to 5 type range. And if you can beat them and stay alive in your horizontals, you're doing pretty good. The payouts are really good. Churchill, we're on a pick 6 watch, and that's pretty exciting when you get down to the last leg, Ralph, and some guy's alive for $1 million plus, and either you win or you lose. And I feel bad for if it's a person like you, me, or one of the viewers or listeners, and we got that much money at stake and can't quite get the job done.
Well, it certainly is an exciting position to be in as far as a race player is concerned. And the horses that have been alive the last 2 days in the last race did have moments within the race that looked like they might be able to pull it off for the players, but it didn't happen, so that the beat goes on as far as the carryover. We got an interesting racing today at Los Alamitos, and of course you have a selection sheet right now for Los Alamitos at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. What are you doing for us today, Rich?
Yeah, let's go to race number 4 at the Los Al. It's a mile, 2 turns, claiming 62.5. Horse who just got claimed by Steve Miotti is the 1, Tier Garden. Claimed for 8, running right back for 62.5. I think he's just looking to cash a paycheck, and this horse should get a nice trip from the rail. Jockey Armando Aguiar rides. Let's go with the 1, Tier Garden, race 4.
All right. You and Jonathan think Aguilar is going to have a big day. He also has him winning the 9th race. You got him winning the 4th race on number 1, Tiergarten. The 1 in the 4th race, Rich Ang's selection. Don't forget, he's got a full sheet for Los Alamitos. And he's got a simulcast play. And I'll just give you a hint, folks. That simulcast play today is at Penn National in one of the big stakes races. There's your tease for today. Thanks a lot, Rich.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All right, you got it, my man. We're going to take a quick final break. When we come back, I'll give you Jerry J's plays, and then John Lindo will wrap it up from Southern California. Don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Circuit continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse with exciting daytime racing set for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through July 6th. This weekend's feature is the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday. Past winners include greats like Shared Belief, Game Winner, and Accelerate. Plus, our live on-track handicapping contest is also set for this Saturday. We'll have berths to the NHC in Las Vegas. And remember, our holiday racing program is set for Friday, 4th of July. Daytime racing is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, final segment of today's Friday Race Day show. And don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow with a big show for Churchill Downs, etc. at 7 a.m., God willing, and the creek don't rise. So here we go with Jerry Jacovitz plays. Now, this is, Jerry's still on vacation, but he is producing the Power Page. So I'm trying to interpret what he might do off of his notations on the Power Page. Now, simply put, I sucked yesterday. It just didn't work out. So hopefully I can try to hone in on try to interpret it right today. We're going to go to Belmont at Aqueduct. Belmont at Aqueduct in the 6th race. Jerry has a top-rated horse and a star horse, so we're going to use that horse. The 6th race, number 7, I See You Lookin'. Number 7, I See You Lookin' is the key. The link-ups are going to be 2, 3, 5, and 9. The 7 over 2, 3, 5, 9. And, of course, reverse. That's in the 6th race today at Belmont at Aqueduct, scheduled for the turf course. The 7 is the key there. Then we go to Los Alamitos. And for the Los Alamitos Thoroughbred meet, we're going to go to the third race today. In the third race today at Los Al, a claiming race at 5.5 furlongs. We've got Jerry with a horse that is one of the top-rated horses there, and that's the 5 Bags Gold. Number 5 Bags Gold is the key there at Los Al. The link-ups are 4, 6, and 7, and reverse. 5 over 4, 6, 7, and reverse. The 5 and the third. Don't forget Jerry J's Power Pages for both Belmont at Aqueduct and Los Alamitos, available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. Now we go to Southern California, where John Lindo is standing by. John, good morning.
Hey, Ralph, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine, my man. I know that when we start out each week in Southern California, you kind of update the jockey trainer standings at the current meet in Southern California. But with Los Alamitos, we had such a short meet. The leaders are kind of jammed up, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Only 3 days in. We've got 3 jockeys that each have 3 wins so far. That's Antonio Frezu, who rides at Churchill Downs this weekend, so you won't see him. Kazushi Kimura, Kyle Frey, and a 4th jockey, Edwin Maldonado. They've all got 3 winners, and there are 4 guys with 2, so they're just sorting themselves out at this point. But those are your current leading jockeys. As far as the trainers go, only 2 guys with multiple wins. Doug O'Neill had 3 opening week. Tim Yachtine had 2. Nobody else with more than 1.
Favorites?
Favorites were strong, 52% over those first 3 days, Ralph.
But but the thing about it with the favorites is there isn't an inordinate amount of like 4 to 5 and 3 to 5 and 2 to 5 shots amongst those favorites that make up that 52%. And the payoffs have been decent.
Right, there was a pick 6 carryover the opening day. Sunday got chalky, and that's where the numbers rose.
Yeah.
And the fields were a little bit smaller on Sunday. Field sizes are good today. The back half of this card, mostly 10-horse fields.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun in the last half of the card. And, of course, you on the John Lindo's, your Lindo Report, not only has selections in all the races and all this good information that we talk about, but it also has a suggested late pick 4, and those last 4 races are the ones with the big fields and the opportunities to make real money. So don't forget, he's got a suggested late pick 4 on the sheet as well for today at Los Alamitos. And you can get the Lindo Report in only one place in town here, in your gaming capital. But only one place can you get the Lindo Report, and that is right here at the South Point Racebook. Why? Because they love horse players here, and the Lindo Report as well. So we'll keep that in mind. And I know, John, that in addition to that, you have a suggested late pick 5 today at Churchill Downs. You're keeping an eye on Churchill Downs as well, with that big, huge jackpot looming out there. And, of course, you can get that as well here at the South Point, too.
And, Ralph, I'll tell you what, amazing. The track is listed as fast and firm this morning for Churchill Downs. If you saw that monsoon yesterday after the first race, we wouldn't be training in California. I know that. But they're fast and firm at Churchill today.
And you know something, John, that track changed with the weather so drastically, because right after that first race, it took about 3 or 4 races before even the commentators at the racetrack said, you know what? I think speed and the rail is the place to be, because, I mean, there were horses that had the lead, got past in mid-stretch, and came back on the inside to go gate to wire in those middle races.
Well, Calvin Burrell made a living when the racetrack got wet at Churchill Downs. He wouldn't come off that fence to save his life, and he got an awful lot of wins that way.
It was really funny because you get about 4 or 5 races into that trend, and then all of a sudden the jockeys are figuring it out, and then you have 5 horses going for the lead in the next race, and then you get a horse coming off the pace to win. So it's a give and take between the handicappers handicapping and the jockeys handicapping and having to handicap the jockeys. So hopefully it'll be all fair and fast today at Churchill. But you have picks, so we'll take your picks right now.
Well, let's go to Churchill Downs first. I'll go down to the 11th and final race today. In the 11th, the horse with current form, number 11, Evan on Earth, he looks like a horse that wants to nibble. I just don't think he wants to win. It's a good spot for a first-time starter. And number 8, Bold Strength, a Juddmonte Farms homebred. is related to a debut winner, so he's got some precocious breeding. A good work pattern for this Florent Giroux for Brad Cox. I think this horse is well meant today, and he catches the right field. So 4-1 on the program. Number 8, Bold Strength, race number 11 at Churchill Downs.
Yes, a potent team there, Giroux and Cox in the 11th race. The 8, Bold Strength. Let's hope he lives up to his name. In the 11th race, number 8, Bold Strength, the final race at Churchill Downs today. The 8 in the 11th. Don't forget, a suggested late pick 5, the Linda Report has, and that's also here at the South Point. Okay, Los Alamitos.
Let's go right to the opener. Race 1 in Los Alamitos, 1 o'clock first post time. Number 6, Harmonique, it trained very well on the dirt and ran lousy in her debut on the turf at Santa Anita. Comes back to work well on the dirt, gets to race on dirt today at Los Alamitos. And I think it's noteworthy that Mike Smith comes over to Los Alamitos to stick with a maiden. I mean, that doesn't seem like his usual MO. So 5-1 on the morning line. I'm expecting a lot better race with a switch to dirt. Number 6, Harmonique, race 1, Los Alamitos.
First race post time, 1 o'clock Pacific, and we can use that as a singleton in the only pick 5 of the day, the first 5 races. In the first race, number 6, Harmonique. The 6, Harmonique in the first race, John Lindo's pick for the race day listeners. And, John, I would have to mention that you'll probably take a look at some of those races at Penn National tonight as well.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet just because they've been canceled twice. I don't want to do the work for no reason. So if I know they're on the grass and they're running, I'll take a look.
You got it, my man. And with that, we'll wrap up today's Race Day show by reminding you we'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific time, God willing, and the creek don't rise on a big racing day, big racing weekend coming up here in the summertime. One more thing to say. John, say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.